Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. And this one's going to be on the Collingswood story. This is from Cauldron Films, and it's written and directed by Mike Costanza. This movie follows Rebecca, who goes away to college, away from her boyfriend John. And John gets the idea, hey, let's do video chat, and that way we could stay in touch. And you know, it's a long distance relationship. He's in like Virginia, she's in Jersey, so they want to keep in touch. And Rebecca finds this house to like rent out a room, and like the people are gone and everything. And John to help her out because it's also her birthday. He gives her these numbers to call, and somebody's like singing telegram, and another number he gives her to call is this like psychic lady named Vera Madeline. And she's very strange, everybody's like, oh, it's a prank and everything. And then Vera gets this like weird vibe with Rebecca, and she's like, you have to call me another time, you're whatever. And so like it's all weird, and she tells John about it, and John's like, what's going on? So then he calls her, and he gets more of the scoop on what's going on and everything. So here the psychic basically tells them like she's in danger, she's got to get out of the house. And nobody believes it. They're not going to believe it. So the whole thing is that back a few weeks, months, something like that, there's this cult in the town supposedly, and on this property, back in the day they killed this guy killed his children. There was like 9 kids, and he drowned them in the well. Then they were found, and he was arrested and all that. But then there's like this cult and everything going on too. So things are starting to get really strange. The psychic starts getting really weird and around, when they would call and stuff like that. So John's trying to figure out, is this true? What's going on here? And apparently this is based off of a true story, like true events. So I believe like maybe the story of the kids in the well is true and everything. I'm not really sure about the cult or anything like that, but it was a pretty cool movie because this is the first movie. Now there's found footage movies before this, obviously, like Blair Witch and that, but this is some of it is found footage, but most of it is webcam. So it's like before Unfriended, before Host, Paranormal Activity, all that kind of stuff. This is the first, basically, webcams. Like they have to dial in. It's from 2002, so anybody knows about dial-up. It's a pain in the ass. But or it was DSL. They never really specified, but I believe she had to buy like a cable that was like 100 feet long. So might have been DSL, but I don't know. It didn't really specify, but I believe it was like they called it in. It was interesting too with the times because she's all upset and everything and worried because she's in this house where like things supposedly happened, and he's like, well, do you want me to stay up with you? We could leave the webcams on. And she's like, wouldn't that be expensive? And it's like nowadays it wouldn't even matter. Like it's just part of your deal. Like you have the internet. Back then it was just expensive. It was very interesting. I thought it was done very well. They show how they made the movie in the special features, which is simple, but like it works. There's a good back and forth with those two. To be honest though, you would never think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They say boyfriend and girlfriend, but in the movie they were more like friends, and he wanted to get with her. And so I don't know if that's right on here or not, but I didn't like it watching it. There's no way that they were together. I don't know. It's really strange. But she wanted to get away from the town and everything, and she wanted to get out of it. So he's like taking offense to it and stuff. And then he also has his friend who's always like drunk or high and that, and he's like giving him this like terrible advice and stuff. He was a fun character as well. John is very likable. He's concerned for Rebecca. Obviously, you could tell he really likes her, and I'm sure she knows it, but she just like kept calling him friend and all this shit. So like it makes me wonder, it's like, how are they boyfriend girlfriend? It's really strange. But she eventually, like, she kind of like turns into like a bitch, to be honest. Like at first she's innocent and like, oh, I'm in a new place and everything, and then later on it's like as if she's getting sick of him in a way. They're always just like calling, and it would just like, hey, what's up? You know, they'd just like an answer. It was funny because at one part he gave her a number to call this guy, and here it was like this like older guy with a big beard and everything, and he she's like, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number, and then he's like, ah, and here he's like a dancer for it, and like a sex line in a way, but he's like, it was just funny the way their interaction and that, and she doesn't hang up. She like just asks some questions and stuff. I'm thinking like, oh my god, just hang up the phone. But yeah, it was mostly with the computer. In fact, I don't think you saw them in real life at all. You either watched them through their webcam, or or that's that. Like so it's pretty cool. Again, in a way, it's found footage, but it's not. It's more webcam footage. You know, it's first one of those, which was done really well. I'm a sucker for found footage movies. Even the bad ones have some goodness to them. This one isn't my favorite or anything, but I thought it was cool to see like the first one out there, and I think they did a really good job with it, to be honest. It's the Blu-ray debut on here. You know, newly remastered from the original source tapes by the writer and director. And special features on here is behind the story, Stephanie Dees interview, which is like the main girl who played Rebecca, Johnny Burton and Grant Edmonds interview, which is John and his friend in the movie. They interview them. Director commentary, image gallery, and trailer. And they talk to Stephanie, Rebecca, at like a convention or something a few years later, like 3 years later, and talk about like the movie and stuff like that, like what happened on it. And then it's a few years later still, and they're talking to John and his friend from the movie. And it's just weird how in a few years, like they were different, you know, like they changed a little bit. So I would like to see them now, though. There's nothing from nowadays with them. So, and I think that would have been great to get an interview with them now. Like, I don't know if they're alive or not, but if they are, I would love to talk to them and find out, you know, what was it like filming the first ever. And at the time, you don't really, I guess you know it, but first webcam movie like that. Of course, nowadays when they have a webcam movie, there's like a lot, you know, you can get like a bunch of people on the screen, and you're not actually calling them. Like, they had to put the number in and call like on a phone, and nowadays it's just, you know, Skype or Zoom or, you know, StreamYard, stuff like that. And it's interesting how things developed since then. And, you know, it's 2002 is a while ago. You don't think about it, but it kind of is, and how things advanced. And I would like to see them talk about their experience more, you know, thinking back on it. You know what I mean? Very, very cool, though. Again, I'm a sucker for found footage, and I'll watch every single one of them. Same thing with horror anthologies. I love horror anthologies, but I found footage is my favorite type of, you know, film, like my favorite genre, subgenre, whatever. Like I love them all. And I don't love them all, but I love to watch them. And I'm glad I got to see this, because when I heard that Cauldron Films was putting out, like, this month is found footage month or whatever it was, I jumped right on that. You know, I had to get these because I was like, oh, I never heard of them before. I had to see it. And watching it, I liked it. Now, I don't think a lot of people are going to like this, to be honest. And I say it with every movie, because I think there's a lot of people, especially because it's found footage, a lot of people are going to be like, I don't want to. A lot of people frown upon found footage. And I think it's because at the time, there was found footage all over the place. Like, it just get crammed down your throat. Found footage, found footage, found footage, all over the place. They all have a certain charm. Some suck, some are really good. This one, he even said his influence was like Blair Witch Project and stuff like that. So, you know, that's pretty cool too. You know, it's nothing like the Blair Witch Project, but I think the ending too to this is very creepy and very, very interesting. I don't want to say what happens, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty disturbing and creepy and pretty cool. I could kind of see his influence for Blair Witch Project. Not that it's like a ripoff or anything, but I could definitely see where it's like, what's going on? Like you hear screaming and stuff like that, and you know, whatever. So it's like very eerie, and you're like paying attention, like what the fuck? What, you're trying to look for something in the darkness. Pretty cool. One thing I will say though, there's really no jump scares at all. It's just a conversation. You're building up to the story and that, you know, so you don't have to really worry about like somebody coming on the screen like that and jumping. Oh my God, you scared me. There was none of that, which I guess is a relief. But yet, I would have liked to have jumped at least one time. But I did enjoy the movie. Now this is just the, you know, copy like this. It doesn't have the slipcover, but I also have a copy with the case to it as like a slipcase thing, and you pull it out of the side. I didn't open it; it's still in the plastic, but you pull it out, and you know, that's how that looks. Opening this up, you see you have the Blu-ray here, and it's region A, B, and C, and then you get like a little it's not a booklet, but like a little flyer kind of thing, and it just shows you what like releases are on Blu-ray from Cauldron and future releases as well that are coming out. So there's like, you know, other stuff coming out as well. And then you have this sleeve here, and you can reverse it. And again, this is, you know, what the new cover looks like, which is cool. And you reverse it, and this just screams early 2000s. The font, the colors, you know, everything. It just screams like late 90s, early 2000s to me. Like, it's amazing. Is it a good cover? I don't know. But it just, it's nostalgic to me, you know. So I like it, but it's not like it's a good looking cover. I like the colors on this one though. Just for nostalgic reasons, I decided to reverse this, because I do have, like I said, I have the other one with the slip case and it's sealed. So I'm gonna reverse it to this one so I can see it. The other thing is that this is a little hard to see. It's definitely a little hard to see on the shelf, especially the word story. It's like super small. You can't really see it, but oh no, it's a pretty cool release. Even though like first time on Blu-ray, it does have that look to it of like back then, but it's not bad. Like you see everything fine, you hear everything fine. The captions are English only, so you know there's that. But I enjoyed this. I really did. Again, not sure if a lot of people are going to. If you're not a found footage type of person, you're going to hate it. But there's a charm about it, and if you're old like me, you might appreciate it, especially with the webcams and the dialing, calling them in and everything. It's definitely has a charm to it. But with all that being said, you know, let me know if you've seen this, or if you've seen it back in the day. You know, I'd like to hear your experience. If you saw it in a theater, maybe that'd be cool. Tell me about your experience, and if you're gonna watch this, let me know. And if you have watched it recently, let me know what you thought. That's it. So yeah, please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. If you're interested in this, I'll put a link below where you can purchase it. I'll also put a link below for the trailer, but like I always say, proceed with caution. It may contain spoilers. Also, hit that little notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.